I've got the head roughed in on both sides now. You can see where I've delineated the bill and head juncture. You can also see that I've gotten it fairly symmetrical, and really I'm going to probably take most of it down through some pretty aggressive sanding from here on. I'll later add the mandible separations with a knife, the nail delineation, but just about everything else will be done through sanding. What I wanted to point out though is that now I've pretty well got the bottom to the shape that I want. I've left it a little bit proud of the actual line. Because of the sanding, I'll take it down even further, and plus this isn't real important that I get it exact, because once I made it to the body, it will then allow me to take it down both at the same time, so that I have a very smooth transition and juncture. Since I do have it to that point, I wanted to show what I've been trying to explain with the body and how that head shelf works, and now you can kind of see what that involves. So what I did, I placed the head on the body, traced around it, and then I started recessing this down, taking it flat to this area right here. So now you can see that the head mates into the body, and then this will be taken down, and this will be taken down. It will all be taken down at the same time, so that I have a good fit and juncture in between the head and the body. We want to make sure that it's a good joint, and it provides strength, and it gets to the point so that the head then becomes a suitable handle for picking them up. If it's not done right, the glue joint will fail, and then you've got a problem. I like to over-engineer them and make them to the point where they will serve long and through heavy use. Now we're going to set up our head to where we can drill and dowel it to attach to the body. First thing we're going to do is, on our center lines that we have marked, we're going to drill just a pilot hole with a 3/8 inch Forstner bit. Then we're going to take a centering device, place it in the hole, and then you can take a dry erase marker. The reason why I'm doing this is the hole should be enough if it was on wood, but since it's on cork, the hole kind of gets lost in the voids of the cork. So we're going to put just a little bit of that dry erase on the point, like that, and then we're going to push it down into the cork where the head will be centered. Get it like we want it. Press it down hard and firmly. And there's the hole. So this is where we'll now go into our drill press and drill our hole with a 3/8 inch bit all the way down into the bottom board for holding power. Now that we have our hole marked, we'll put it in the drill press so we make sure that our hole is perpendicular to the bottom, so that everything is true and square. And then we got our 3/8 inch Forstner bit chucked up. You can tell by the resistance there, we didn't get into the bottom board, we were just going through the cork. We'll finish it off with a hand drill. We now have a corresponding hole in the cork that goes all the way through the cork, about halfway through the bottom board, based on the depth gauge that I used, and the corresponding hole in the head that will place it exactly where it needs to be when I put it right here. If you're going to want to drill the hole up into the head as far as I do, you're going to have to get an extended bit like this. This is a 12-inch bit, and you'll need that because a normal Forstner bit just doesn't have the length to get up into the head like I like to do. So with this one, I can penetrate well up in here so that I get past this relatively thin, fragile area of the head. And remember, the grain in this basswood, even though it's not a real grainy wood, it does run this way for strength of the bill, but it does make this part relatively vulnerable. So that's why I drill them up into the head. This is kind of a squirrely deal doing it this way, but one way you can do is to check your drill bit with a square as you progress, and just try to get it as close as you can. So just check your progress often. Okay, I got the hole basically up into about the eye area. Be sure you don't blow through the top, but you can see that that's a pretty good fit, and it will fit down in there. The West system will basically fill that gap, and it's a good fit down in here. I may wallow that out just a little bit, just so we don't have quite such the tight fit and have such a problem getting it in there. But then we'll glue this on so we can work out this transition.